What's up everyone, I'm IAMOBG for tastingskills.com. Welcome back to another video. All right, so what do I have today? I have Wild Barrel Brewery. Now this brewery is located in San Marcos, California, which is about 30 to 40 minutes north of San Diego, depending on the traffic, of course, because you know, it's crazy out there. Anyway, I was able to get several of their sour beers. They make a line that's Berliner Weiss style beers. They're all sours, and they also make an imperial pastry stout. I was able to get one of those. Let's look at what I actually got. Starting with the Weiss Pink Guava. This has an ABV of 5.6%. Then we have the Weiss Nectarine Cherry. This has an ABV of 5.2. Then we have the Weiss Kranzu, meaning cranberry and yuzu combined, and this has an ABV of 5.6%. Then we have the Weiss Blackcurrant. This has an ABV of 5.6. And then we have the Weiss Blueberry Cherry that has an ABV of 5.2. And finally, like I said, we have the Imperial Pastry Sour. That is a white chocolate raspberry tort. Now, I could not find the hop selection on this for some reason. I don't know if they're rebuilding their website or what is going on, but this is one of the issues that I usually encounter. I mean, I'm just trying to pass the information, but unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with their website. I cannot find any information on everything that they make, all of the beers that they make. I do know though that, you know, they have a brewing facility and a tap house in San Marcos, and they also have a tasting room in Temecula. So if you're out there, you can go and check them out. All right, now packaging wise, I really love this packaging. It's really simple, it's to the point. I mean, everything that they make is just really pretty, really simple. I do love the packaging on the Imperial pastry that they make also. I mean, it's just very engaging, it's very simple. It's just very classic, and I'm in love with it. So what do they actually taste like? Well, before we get into that, do you want to taste like a pro? Head over to tastingskills.com, put your name and email into the magical box, and I will send you my free 17-page guide to the fundamentals of tasting. All right, now let's taste this whole lineup, starting with the Weiss Pink Guava. On the color, we get this deep orange color with some haziness. On the nose, you get some hints of the guava, but at the same time, you get the classic sour nose. On the mouthfeel, you get this beautiful acidity that turns into nice fruit like guava, pink lemonade, green apples, and the finish is super long. I mean, this pink guava is really good. I'm really impressed here. Like I said, they just have so many layers of flavors all mixed together. I mean, this is really good work. All right, let's move on to the Weiss Nectarine Cherry. The color, we get this pink orange and mostly what you would call the inside of a grapefruit color. And it's also hazy. On the nose, it just jumps at you from the nectarines and the cherry. This is very expensive and it's intense with aromas. On the mouthfeel, you get once again the acidity that drives this beautiful nectarine into sweet notes of cherry. And this is all driven by the acidity of this sour beer. This one had so much balance. Really impressed with this one. I mean, really good. All right, let's move on to the Weiss Kranzu. On the color, you get this beautiful pink color. On the nose, you get this explosive cranberry mix with classic sour yuzu aromas that are well balanced into this nice sour nose. On the mouthfeel, you get this lovely acidity that drives the yuzu right away into the cranberries, and this one has a long acidity finish that keeps on delivering into some fruity notes. This one was so good. I am so impressed with this Kranzu. I have to say that the mix between the yuzu and the cranberry was so well balanced. All right, let's move on to the Pink Blackcurrant. On the color, you get this dark pink purple color. On the nose, it's subtle, but you do get some of the currant on it, and the real magic happens when you get to the mouthfeel. That's where you get layers upon layers of the currant, cassis, blackberry, and cherries all mixed into this lovely finish that is driven once again by the acidity of this beautiful beer. This one was so solid. The nose was kind of muted, but The mouthfeel was just impeccable. What a solid beer. All right, let's move on to the Weiss Blueberry Cherry. The color is a beautiful dark pink. On the nose, you get the cherries and some hints of the blueberries, but you know, blueberries aren't very aromatic to start out with, so that's normal. On the mouthfeel, you get the sourness that drives the cherries and the blueberries. Now, they're more present. The acidity turns everything into layers of this nice zesty fruit to a medium finish. Now, that one was a little more muted for me. I thought they would be more explosive, but you know, every time that you put blueberries in beer, it's kind of hard to really get all of it out. I mean, that's just how it is. Blueberries are kind of a muted fruit. Let's move on to the Imperial Paste. This has a nice orange color that is hazy. On the nose, you do get some hint of the white chocolate, but this is more of a muted nose. The mouthfeel, you get the pastry notes, you get the white chocolate, you get some of the raspberry notes, and it's very delicate into the finish. It does have a really good acidity that drives everything. It was more closed than anything, and I tasted it several times, but it was just not jumping at me. All right, let's do a quick recap of all of them and see what you should buy or what you should pass on. Starting with, of course, the Pink Guava. It is definitely a buy for me. I really did love this beer. This had a lot of different layers to it, very complex, and just a good overall sour. Then we have the Weiss Nectarine Cherry. This was also a buy. This was really good, beautiful color, just jumped out at you, and this was just a solid beer. Then we have the Weiss Kranzu. This was by far my favorite. I really love that beer. It had so many things going on the nose, on the palate. Just a really good job on this. Then the Weiss Blackcurrant. Again, this was so good on the mouthfeel. It was just so many layers going on. This was a solid beer. This is also a buy. Then we have the Blueberry Cherry. This was a little bit more closed to me. I mean, this is still a buy, but I have to say that, you know, this is more subtle. It's not just over the top like the previous one. And finally, the White Chocolate Raspberry Torte. This for me was a pass, so that's kind of it. I do recommend that you try all of them. My only issue with them, like I said, is the website. I couldn't find the hop selection. I couldn't find, you know, the year that it was established. I mean, just the little things here. Yes, they do have 2 tasting rooms and a brew house that you can go and visit that is located in San Marcos and one in Temecula. So I recommend that you go and check them out. I mean, for the money, these sours are so solid. I would actually buy all of them and taste them side by side. That's my recommendation to you. The Kranzu was so good. So impressed by that beer. Really solid. All right, that's gonna do it for me. I'm IAMOBG for tastingskills.com. Please remember, you already know, smash that like button and then go down there and click the bell when you subscribe. Otherwise, my friend, please remember, stay sober. Peace.